Chinese hacking operation had infiltrated at least 8 American telecommunications
text messages and conversations stolen by China.
最大的黑客帝国，美方的相关做法。
The U.S. has accused China of exploiting private firms to infiltrate global telecommunications networks, raising alarms worldwide. These alleged cyber attacks target critical infrastructure, threatening security and privacy on an unprecedented scale. Today, we break down the methods, victims, and implications of this high-stakes digital espionage operation. The accusation. The U.S. government has formally accused China of orchestrating a global cyber espionage operation targeting telecommunications networks. Authorities claim that Beijing leveraged 3 private Chinese companies to gain unauthorized access to sensitive systems across multiple countries. This accusation reflects growing concerns about state-sponsored cyber attacks and the use of private entities to achieve strategic objectives. Officials argue that these attacks are not isolated incidents, but part of a coordinated effort to collect intelligence, disrupt communications, and potentially compromise national security. The U.S. Department of Justice and other agencies have cited evidence of malware deployment, unauthorized network intrusions, and systematic exploitation of vulnerabilities in telecom infrastructure. By highlighting the scope and sophistication of these attacks, the accusation underscores the ongoing challenge for governments and companies in defending against advanced persistent threats. The announcement has sparked international attention, prompting other nations to review their cybersecurity posture and assess risks associated with foreign technology providers. The role of private firms in cyber espionage. Private companies are increasingly used as instruments for state-sponsored cyber operations, enabling governments to distance themselves from direct involvement. In this case, the accused Chinese firms reportedly provided technical expertise, malware development, and network access, effectively acting as proxies for the Chinese state. This strategy allows a nation-state to conceal its involvement, complicating attribution and legal accountability. Private firms often possess specialized skills and global reach that traditional intelligence agencies may lack, making them attractive partners for clandestine operations. By exploiting legitimate business relationships with telecom providers, these companies can infiltrate networks under the guise of service contracts or consulting. The use of private firms also allows for flexible, scalable, and deniable operations, giving state actors a broader toolkit for intelligence gathering. Cybersecurity experts warn that such collaborations blur the lines between corporate activity and national security threats, creating complex challenges for regulators and defenders tasked with protecting critical communications infrastructure. Details of the hacking campaign. The hacking campaign reportedly involved malware deployment, network exploitation, and sophisticated intrusion techniques designed to infiltrate global telecommunications systems. U.S. authorities claim the attackers targeted core network infrastructure, including switches, routers, and critical management systems, allowing them to monitor and manipulate communications traffic. Evidence suggests the use of custom-built malware capable of bypassing conventional security measures, highlighting the operation's technical sophistication. Analysts describe the campaign as long-term and methodical, with attackers maintaining persistent access while avoiding detection. Attackers leverage vulnerabilities in both hardware and software, including poorly patched devices, to establish footholds within networks. The operation reportedly spans multiple countries, affecting telecom companies across continents, indicating a coordinated global strategy. Cybersecurity professionals warn that these tactics not only compromise confidentiality, but also threaten service reliability, potentially affecting millions of users. The campaign demonstrates the intersection of intelligence gathering and infrastructure disruption, emphasizing the critical need for robust defenses in the telecom sector. Targeted telecom companies. Several major telecommunications providers worldwide were identified as targets of this cyber operation. The attackers focused on companies that manage critical infrastructure, including internet backbones and mobile networks. By compromising these firms, attackers gain access to sensitive customer data, internal communications, and network configurations. The scope of the breaches suggests a focus on high-value targets capable of delivering strategic intelligence and operational insights. Reports indicate that both large multinational corporations and regional operators were affected, reflecting the attackers' global reach. The involvement of private contractors enabled attackers to exploit trusted supply chain relationships, granting them indirect access to networks that would otherwise be secure. Telecom companies are now under intense pressure to audit systems, patch vulnerabilities, and enhance monitoring to prevent further exploitation. These incidents have sparked discussions among industry leaders about vendor vetting, risk assessment, and collaboration with government agencies to strengthen the resilience of global communication networks. Implications for global security. The alleged cyber attacks have significant ramifications for international security, privacy, and geopolitical stability. Compromising telecom networks can give attackers insights into state communications, critical infrastructure operations, and private data, heightening the risk of espionage and sabotage. Countries are increasingly recognizing cybersecurity as a core national security priority, given the potential for disruption to essential services. The operation also underscores vulnerabilities in the global technology supply chain, prompting governments to reconsider reliance on foreign providers. Experts warn that successful intrusions can embolden further state-sponsored campaigns, potentially escalating tensions between major powers. International cooperation and intelligence sharing are crucial to detecting and mitigating such threats before they cause widespread damage. These events also raise ethical and legal questions regarding state responsibility, private sector involvement, and accountability in cyberspace, highlighting the need for robust frameworks to safeguard telecommunications infrastructure and protect citizens worldwide. Responses from affected countries. Countries targeted by the alleged cyber attacks have issued strong statements of concern, emphasizing the critical nature of their telecommunications infrastructure. Many governments are conducting independent investigations to verify the breaches and assess the extent of compromised data. Some nations have demanded official explanations and accountability from both the companies involved and the Chinese government. Several affected countries are enhancing cybersecurity protocols, including monitoring for suspicious network activity and mandating vendor audits to prevent further breaches. International organizations have also been engaged to facilitate information sharing and coordinated defense measures. These responses highlight the growing awareness of cyber threats as a matter of national security rather than just corporate risk. Authorities are considering legal and diplomatic avenues, including potential sanctions or restrictions on affected private firms. Public awareness campaigns are underway to encourage companies and individuals to adopt stronger security practices. Overall, the responses demonstrate a multi-layered approach, combining investigation, prevention, and international collaboration to counter future cyber espionage attempts. China's denial and counterclaims. China has officially rejected the U.S. allegations, asserting that the accusations are unfounded and politically motivated. Chinese authorities insist that the three private firms in question operate independently and are not directed by the state. The government emphasizes that it maintains strict cybersecurity laws and actively prohibits unauthorized international intrusions. Beijing has accused the U.S. of exaggerating threats to justify strategic and economic measures against China. Chinese officials have also highlighted domestic transparency mechanisms, such as audits and compliance checks, to demonstrate that companies adhere to national cybersecurity regulations. In addition, China warns that such allegations could harm international cooperation in technology and trade. Official statements encourage dialogue and dispute resolution through diplomatic channels, while denouncing cyber accusations as tools of geopolitical pressure. Analysts note that these denials are consistent with China's broader approach to cyber sovereignty, where state involvement in private firms is often downplayed. The response aims to mitigate reputational and economic impacts for both the companies and the nation. Expert analysis and opinions. Cybersecurity experts describe the alleged campaign as a highly sophisticated operation, noting the use of custom malware and strategic supply chain exploitation. Analysts point out that state-backed cyber attacks are increasingly relying on private contractors to provide plausible deniability. Experts warn that targeting core telecom infrastructure is particularly concerning because it can expose sensitive communications and disrupt critical services. Many professionals emphasize the importance of attribution, highlighting challenges in proving direct state involvement given the global nature of networks. Opinions diverge on the potential long-term consequences, with some predicting heightened international cyber arms races and others advocating for coordinated cybersecurity frameworks. Experts also stress the need for real-time monitoring, advanced threat detection, and rigorous vendor management to defend against similar attacks. Academic and industry analyses suggest that transnational collaboration is essential to mitigate risks while maintaining trust in telecommunications. Overall, expert commentary underscores the complexity, reach, and strategic significance of modern cyber espionage campaigns targeting global communications networks. The bigger picture, the alleged cyber attacks reveal the strategic importance of telecommunications networks in global security, commerce, and communications. State-sponsored operations targeting infrastructure demonstrate how cyber capabilities have become central to international power dynamics. The use of private firms as proxies blurs the line between corporate operations and national security, raising legal and ethical questions. These incidents emphasize the vulnerabilities of interconnected systems and the challenges in defending critical infrastructure across borders. The situation highlights the need for robust international cybersecurity frameworks, combining regulation, intelligence sharing, and technological innovation. Long-term implications include heightened geopolitical tension, evolving cyber norms, and increased investment in digital defense. Observers note that these events may influence trade, diplomacy, and technology policy, forcing governments and businesses to prioritize cyber resilience. Ultimately, the broader narrative underscores that cybersecurity is now inseparable from global security, shaping how nations interact, protect citizens, and maintain trust in essential communication networks. These allegations highlight the growing threat of state-backed cyber attacks on global networks. Staying informed and vigilant is key as nations navigate this new era of digital warfare and security challenges. Thanks for watching.